Coming to you from Strings and Things Studio in Ventura, California, I'm Katie.
I'm Anne.
And I'm Karin.
And this is the Strings Unraveled podcast. Welcome everybody to November. It's not quite November when we're recording this, but
Close enough.
Very close.
this will be our 40th episode.
Wow.
That doesn't really mean anything, but it's a good round number I just noticed, so there you go.
We're 10 away from 50.
There you go. We'll have to do something good for 50. It'll be in a while, but
Almost a year.
It's going to be in August.
Yeah.
Maybe.
something like that.
Yeah.
So how's everybody doing?
All right.
Good.
Good. We're all gearing up for Halloween. It's Tuesday when we're recording this. Halloween is Sunday.
Not
so
I.
some of us are gearing up toward Halloween. Well, you want to just jump in with what we're working on?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you working on, Katie?
I am in.
Love the pushback.
That's fine. I can go first. I don't mind.
It's called conversation.
Yeah. I am in full child sweater knitting mode
All right.
because I am still
a
committed to
pretty
making
color.
sweaters for all the children for Christmas.
That is a pretty color.
Yeah, this is Encore that I've had in my stash for a long time.
It's like a charcoaly midnight blue.
Yeah, it's like a heathered dark navy. And I'm making the little dude sweater. So it's like the
cute.
dude sweater from The Big Lebowski, but the kid-size version of it, by Andrea Rangel. And I'm making this
I
for
like her.
the 5-year-old. And his favorite color is dark blue, but he says gark, so it's gark blue. I'm like, this is pretty gark blue. I'm on the body of it. It said to start with the sleeves, so I knit the sleeves first. So there's my sleeves.
There's another reason I love her.
her.
So it's dark blue as the background, and then there's like a tealy, like a bright teal, and then a pop of like a bright orangey.
What's the design? It's almost like Greek tiles, but not.
It's like a Cowichan sweater. I don't know what the name.
A cow what?
That's a group in Alaska of native people
Yeah.
who make beautiful stranded
Okay.
sweaters.
Or like Canada, Alaska, up there
Yeah,
where it's
yeah.
real cold.
Yeah.
So it's based on a Cowichan. Well, it's based on his Pendleton sweater, design. So
That
the
is
sleeves are done.
That is why Forever 21 finally became dead to me. There is a Kawakan sweater designer whose family like cottage knits their family designs,
Mhm.
and Forever 21 was stealing them outright.
Yeah.
So they're dead to me.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm
Anyway.
knitting.
I mean, I'm long past 21, but even I
That's why it's called Forever 21.
Forever.
The body is knit in the round, even though it is a cardigan. It'll have buttons, so I have to actually properly steek it,
Woo!
which I have never steeked a sweater before.
I'm happy to supervise you.
And
If
it's
you-
the
queen
if
of
you
steeking.
want someone watching when
Yes,
you do it.
I was like,
Okay.
at least I know somebody that's nearby that can watch me do it.
Yeah.
Kind of
So
the steeking queen. We
Well,
all like bow
I like
down
to
and
steek.
appreciate her.
I'm
I
still
don't
a
need-
little
I don't
fuzzy
need
on
a
it, but-
crown on that one. I mean, I'll take any crown offered for the most part, but
Yeah, you deserve a crown for that. You're fearless.
I'm just brave. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just brave, and I mean, and you will be too.
Yeah,
Like,
I know I
it's the
can do
first
it. I've
step.
just never done it before.
It's
so
that
It's so against our nature to take scissors to our knitting.
it's that bridge in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
where you have to just spray a little sand on it so you can be sure of your footing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm more like only the penitent man shall pass.
What is it? There's no J in Hebrew.
This pattern is a little confusing. There are some things that are left out. Like, I was reading through it, it just said, reinforce and cut the steek. And I'm like, you're not going to tell me anything more? All right, cool, thanks. So I'll have to do some Googling.
Here's how to steek.
Yeah.
You just
Do it. Reinforce your steek and do it. I'm like, okay.
It would be nice to at least here's some suggestions on how to reinforce your steeking.
Yeah. She uses a,
And I know it's not her job to educate, but
Well,
well, she could have included
yeah.
a link or something.
Yeah, like here's my favorite tutorial.
Yeah,
That's always a nice.
Something like that. The pattern also uses a tubular cast on, which I have not done this particular tubular cast on before. And she didn't really explain that that's what was going on, because I'm like, why am I casting on half the number of stitches I need? That doesn't seem like enough. And I was so confused, but then I was like, oh, okay, no, I understand what's going on. But then the pattern's also like you're knitting the body here on page 3, but refer to the numbers on page 9 for your stripe sequence, but then refer to the chart on page 11 for when you get to the chart. I'm like, it's just a lot of flipping back and forth, which is
I
a
don't
lot
like
for
that.
a little kid sweater, but it's going to be very cute now that I've sorted it out. It's fine.
Maybe there'll be a doodad sweater for Katie someday.
Yeah, maybe.
A doodad? What's a doodad?
Dudette. As
Oh,
in
dudette.
Katie is
Oh.
a lady.
I
Dudette.
own the Pendleton replication of the dude sweater, like for realsies, so I don't need to make myself one.
Heck yeah.
My dad kept asking me to knit him one. I'm like, I really don't want to knit this sweater. So he got one for Christmas one year from Pendleton, like the actual one. And I was like, oh, I want one of those too. So I think next Christmas James got me one.
Aw.
I've worn it a couple times, but
It's not.
I
I
don't-
love
This is the year.
Pendleton.
This is the year. It's going to be cold enough.
Yeah,
I can.
right.
I,
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I'm
I mean,
lying to myself,
Are you
but
going somewhere
lying to me,
else?
Karin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I love.
But I'm not really sorry. I'm giving you hope.
I love
Okay.
Pendleton as a brand.
We're not.
I think
It's not
they're
false,
Gorgeous.
right?
Sure. Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Um,
I'm not a liar.
It's only
yet.
November.
Yeah. It's Kevin's favorite quote so far. You're not a liar.
Yeah. So this is, I have 2 sweaters done of 5. So this is another one, and then I'm also working on the mini rainbow sweater
Oh,
for
that's
my
coming
niece.
right along.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
that
for the
perfect.
7-year-old niece. It's rainbows and with a white background, and her rainbow is her favorite thing. And it's got 2 colors of purple at the bottom because purple's her favorite, and I needed another color, so it's
That cream
double purple.
almost makes it feel like it sparkles, even though there's no metallic whatsoever.
Yeah, I really like the look of this sweater with the cream background. I think it's very cute. So I have almost a whole sleeve done, and then I have another sleeve to go. And I think I mentioned I was worried about yarn chicken
Yeah.
because I saved half and half of the sleeves and then forgot about the neckline. But I found a little ball of some cream colored fingering in my stash. It's not exactly the same, but it'll be fine. So
Close enough. Close enough.
So that is one of the other sweaters. And then I mentioned last month about the Finnegan sweater, which is the black pullover with the hood that I'm like slogging on. I haven't touched it in a month, so that is also to be finished. That one's not super fun to work on right now, but
You haven't found the carrot on that one. Huh?
no, not yet. I kind of set myself like a little goal of trying to finish them by December, which I think is doable if I, buckle down and do it. So I've got a month. And then I also have 2 cousins that are pregnant, and I'm going to visit. So I was going to bring them gifts. I realized that I'm leaving for this trip in 2 weeks. So I'm doing like a quick and dirty baby quilt. So I had this focus print from my stash that's got like little animals on. They almost kind of
Wait.
remind me of like
Those were just raw pieces, like
I mean,
hours
you
ago. You're
sewed
super
some
fast.
rectangles together. It didn't take me very long. There's like a cream background with little animals on it in pink and teal and gray, and they kind of remind me of like animal crackers.
That is the fun of sewing, though.
Yeah.
Whether you're making garments or making quilts, it comes together at times very quickly.
Yeah, I did the cutting this morning, so it's like a square and a square. So there's 6.5-inch squares in the center, and then bordered with like an accent fabric, and I have 4 accent fabrics. And so I did all the cutting and pressing this morning, and then it took me about an hour to put the blocks together this afternoon. Now I have to buy something for the sashing, because I don't have anything in my stash. I need like a cream or something to put on the sashing, and then the top will be done. So that will be easy to get done in the next 2 weeks. I just got to do it. So
Yeah, there's that.
just had to do it. So kid sweaters and a baby quilt, and that is pretty much it.
That was good.
You want to go next?
Sure. I am still working on my summer sorrel because I abandoned it somewhere halfway in the month because I wanted to work on my arachne, which is coming out fine.
That's the one with like the spider web yoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's by this girl.
I have abandoned my Halloween sweater for this year.
Well, I mean, I felt better yesterday when I was like, next year.
Yeah.
This is for next year.
Yeah.
I mean, I came close to having 2 finished Halloween sweaters for this year, but
That's pretty good.
is that a need?
No, that's why I was
Is
like,
it
you know
ever
what?
about
I'm not
need?
gonna put
Let's
myself
not talk
through
about
this.
need.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it next year.
Yeah.
Andy Satterlund.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's a cute pattern. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's a boring chart, to be honest. I think
Sure.
that's part of what is slogging for it. Is it's real cute and it's gonna look great, but it's
Not very exciting.
pretty boring chart. And there's long floats, which breaks up my rhythm and kind of takes the fun out of stranding for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm done with the chart finally. I mean,
That's good.
a fingering weight sweater is gonna take a month.
Yeah, at least.
I need to
Yeah.
because I could do a like sport or DK worsted 2-3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Fingering is going to take a month and a half.
Yeah.
And that's always best to be honest with yourself about how long these projects take so that you're not beating yourself up. Or
Right.
at least that's my pep talk for me.
That's how I felt about the kids' sweaters. I'm like, oh, these will go fast. I'm like, not actually as fast as you think they're gonna go.
Yeah.
They're not babies.
I know. So I'm working on that for my knitting.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered more yarn to make another summer sorrel. I ordered from Haute Knit.
I admire your ability to do more than one. Once I'm done, I'm like moving on.
You know, I've
But-
been thinking about that. I think particularly, I don't know, there's something satisfying at least of late because it's not always something I've been willing to do, but
Uh-huh.
of late, it just gives me maybe a sense of order once I have a sweater all worked out.
Yeah.
To
It's
be
nice
able
to be able to relax when you do the second one because
Yeah.
you know what you're getting into.
And I've been attracted to things that are pretty good staples and not too like standalone oddball. I don't know if that really means anything.
Yeah.
I think it does because you're using your time wisely on something that you're gonna wear.
Yeah.
You're gonna
That's
wear.
why I'm knitting a second Rainbow in the Storm in my size. I worked on that this last weekend when we were camping. And I don't mind making it again because I wear my first one so much. So it's like, yeah,
You're gonna wear that.
I'm gonna wear it, and I still love it, and I enjoyed making the first one. So why aren't I gonna enjoy making a second one? And I am.
Yeah.
And a third one because I'm making the kid size for my niece. So
I mean, I've definitely like lots of people are comfort eating. I've been comfort knitting for the last 2
that's
years.
totally fine. I understand.
So you know, I've been making stripes. I've been very attracted to because that's a very blank slate sweater.
That's the
Andrea Mowry.
Uh-huh.
My absolute all-time favorite for the time being is the sweater who can't be named. It is a really fun sweater. It's by the Drunk Knitter.
Yep, the scrappy
Scrapper Cardi.
There you go.
Thank you. Oh my God.
I knew what you're talking about.
I'm gonna have several of those by the time.
Yeah. Well, how many do you have already?
Well, I have 2 finished. I
Yeah.
have a red one, and the first one I made, which is kind of like a navy purple to golden color palette.
Sure.
Sort of harvesty, I guess. And then the red one is red.
Yeah.
And I love
All
it.
the reds.
So I have a green one going. I'm going to have a navy to black to navy. And then I have one that's all white speckles.
Oh.
And then I still think someday it would be fun to marl one and do 2 strands of fingering weight.
That would be really fun.
So yeah, I'm going to really do that pattern to death.
That's fine.
She has something else cute that she's doing with a ribbed yoke.
Yeah.
That looks really kind of similarly fun. But I'm still like in a fugue state with that one pattern.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm working on Mirabella's costume. She is going to be a character called Paper Star from the remake or reimagining of Carmen Sandiego.
Okay. I was trying to guess by what this is in front of you, what it was, but I got nothing.
It's got snaps.
Yeah,
It's
no,
green.
it doesn't have snaps. These
No.
are rhinestone studs.
Oh, right.
So Paper Star is a villain.
Love it.
I don't know a lot about her except that she uses origami.
Let's hear it for the villains.
Yeah, she uses origami as her like
Weapon.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, her weapon.
Cute.
And she it's a fun character. I don't know what she does. I've never watched this version of
Oh,
Carmen
that's a
Sandiego.
fabulous jacket that she has.
So it's a lime
Ooh.
green motorcycle style jacket
Uh-huh.
with spikes and studs all over it. So that's what I'm doing right now. And it's a bodysuit with like red racing stripe kind of V in the front. And then it's like thigh high purple boots. Not happening for the 10-year-old. So I found a bodysuit pattern from Simplicity. I am color blocking it so that the legs are purple.
Perfect.
And I got really lucky actually, because all that kind of costume, high stretch, four-way stretch knit is very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to, for the bodysuit, everything was in the remnant bin.
Love it.
And she's
Because she's little.
She's little, but she's not that little. I'm making a women's 12 or a Mrs. 12.
That's still.
Where
Great.
did she put it? Because she didn't look like that. She didn't look like a 12 to me. But I haven't seen her for a while.
Okay, it's a 12 in sewing patterns.
Yeah.
So first of
they're
all,
they're always
in
smaller.
like ready to wear. She is wearing kind of bridging into women's clothes. It's such an awkward size and age.
Yeah.
Because she's 10. She's still a little girl. So like at Target, she's, sometimes she's an extra small, sometimes she's a medium in women's. It just depends on the cut. And but she's top of the girls' clothing size.
Mm-hmm.
But she has a longer torso.
She must, because so it's important to do confession time when among friends, right?
Yeah.
So Karin, I have coming more and more around to tracing my patterns before I sew them. And something that if it's her size and it's the top of the size, I'm just cutting the pattern out.
Yeah.
But
It's the top of the size.
First
you're
of
not
all,
going to use anything below.
and tailoring is not that important in her style and age.
Yeah.
But this is a bodysuit, so you can't have it like saggy butted.
Sure.
So
I mean, it is for Halloween.
That
but...
too.
If it is saggy, you just make like a fake butt to stuff in there.
Right.
That's appropriate for a 10-year-old.
Yeah,
also.
I mean, I don't know. It's a costume. It's a costume. What is that? Sexy cancer. That is from the Mean Girls musical. I don't think that's a thing. See, I cured it. So, it was most important in this scenario though because it is a bodysuit, and I'm making a women's size. That doesn't mean that she has women like those proportions.
Right, the same proportions.
So interestingly, the front, I cut out the B cup size in a 12. The front fits her perfectly, but the back I need to take 2 inches out of and like fully shorten the back. So it was very handy to have traced it on pattern paper instead of tissue paper.
Right.
Because I don't think I would have gotten that accuracy.
But I got more. I started valuing tracing it because you were doing that class for paper fitting.
I was totally thinking of that. How much easier that would have been if we had it on.
You put on paper, and then if you need to, but give yourself extra paper outside of your lines for adjustment if you need to.
So that was very helpful. I'm coming around to that.
Thank you.
Not always, but it's happening more.
Confession time. I haven't done that the last couple of times because I've been lazy, and then I always regretted it. But
is it laziness?
It's not lazy. I just was impatient. I was impatient. It's an extra step, and it really would have saved me heartache when I cut the fabric, which is probably why I delayed and haven't cut fabric, because I'm chicken to do that because I haven't checked the fit.
Well, the project's turning out okay. I'm having an invisible zipper fight tonight, so I might have to recut a piece. But I think I have enough, even though I pulled from the remnants bin. So that's good. She wants to do everything that Halloween has to offer in town, since she fully feels like she has to make up for last year.
Yeah.
And missing trick-or-treating. Even though we had quite a fun Halloween, we went to a hotel and watched scary movies, and I made them each their own goodie bags, and we had lasagna, and we had a good time.
Yeah,
but it wasn't trick or treating.
Just different.
Yeah. So she's got a lot of plans this week.
We're going James and I are going shopping tomorrow to get last minute things because we do a Halloween party every year.
So fun.
But I don't know what my costume is yet.
Ah.
So we're going to some thrift stores tomorrow, and I'll figure it out.
It's not unusual for you to not know.
I mean, I usually know
at this point.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
Well,
I've
5 days before.
when are you
5
going?
days
When are you
before.
going to the thrift store? Because
tomorrow.
oh, good. Yeah, don't wait any later than tomorrow because
No,
you'll be surprised.
My backup plan is to
Thrift
put a
stores
sheet
get
over my
hit
head,
really
so
hard.
I'll figure it out. It's fine.
That's pretty hot right now.
You know
On
what?
point.
I
you
know.
know?
I had a great costume last year that I felt like was wasted, but I can't wear it again, so
Yeah.
that's all right.
Because all the same people who mattered saw it already.
Exactly.
Okay, so
I saw all these people.
we did a costume where it was a sheet over his head, and we painted great big black dots that are odd shaped all over it. Can you guess where it was from?
No,
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
I don't know that one.
Because he
Not
had
sure.
and when someone goes, what are you and you say, I had a little trouble with it,
trouble
with the scissors.
That's pretty good.
I could be Pigpen and just like throw my sheet in the dirt and get it all dirty
Yeah.
first.
Or just put makeup on it so it's not really dirt.
I mean, if
Well,
I'm
who
cutting holes in
cares?
it,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wear it
That's
again.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Also, everything washes.
That's true.
Makeup might
sure.
be hard to get out.
Yeah, dirt might be. I'll figure it out. Remind me next month. I'll tell you what I came up
Don't
with.
you have a fluffy dress?
You know what? I think I tossed it.
Uh,
I might not have my fluffy
There's
dress anymore.
enough. Like there's enough left of
No,
that.
I'm good.
I repurposed mine into a cat bed.
I still have it because it's a good costume.
I
base.
made it a cat cave.
Now every once in a while when I'm getting ready
The
to
cat
come
won't
up,
touch it though.
it's a little. It has a weird smell.
That. Those sheets
I do
were
think about just
processed.
putting that dress on.
Yeah, just wear it.
I do have the ears though because they say
We
the
were all
ears
the
are
here
ears
for
are really
Halloween
cute.
a couple
Yeah,
years
one
ago.
year,
If you
yeah.
don't remember, there's probably a picture on our Instagram page
Yeah.
of us all dressed as sheep.
Yeah. Sorry guys. So yeah, that fluffy dress it has been worn at least one more time because I was a unicorn.
See, there you go.
Yeah. So it's a good costume base. If you need it, I still have it. I think we all basically cut out the same pattern.
I think we
Yep.
did.
Yep.
I think we all had the same.
Yep.
Well, so is that all? The things you're working on?
Yeah, that's all.
All right. What are you working on, Karin?
I have been in vinyl heaven.
Oh, heaven.
I've been making all kinds of bags for a future event in all pretty shapes of holographic vinyl.
So when this episode comes out, we will have announced that we are doing a Halloween, or not a Halloween, excuse me, a holiday
Halloween
boutique.
forever.
A handmade holiday boutique, both in person and on our website. So if you get our newsletters, all the information about that will be in the newsletter. I meant to mention this at the top, but I'm bad at this kind of stuff. So, we're going to be selling handmade things Anne and Karin and I have all made. So
Well, see, it's just a bonus for those who kept listening.
at the 22-minute mark, you get the good.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
We hold out to make sure you listen.
I'm curious about that. Like, when are we so boring that they're like, this one's a dud?
Yeah.
I,
Hopefully
I
never,
don't,
but
I don't know if
know.
people hold out for all 2 hours, that we have sometimes been, but
I would like to go to bed by midnight, so let's get it rolling.
yeah. This is the holiday simple version. Anyway, so I'm making a bunch of those. So I've been doing a lot of sewing. I have started called a quilt along, which means I got my fabric and I washed it because,
Well,
I'm on point because this week was the week that you're supposed to cut it, and the week's not over yet.
Yeah, you still got time.
Yep, and I am working. I worked on. I dyed some scarves that are currently drying. I'll talk about those later. I was working on a test knit. Technically, I'm not finished, but it's not my fault.
Okay. What happened?
I got to the very last section of the last row and ran out of yarn. I lost yarn chicken. But I was on gauge.
Oh.
So, and it was the exact yarn that was recommended by the designer.
Row gauge, you said?
Row gauge. I was one of those few times in crochet where I was spot on.
Huh.
But, so it's just, I think it's when you're a designer, it's kind of tough because, now I have to buy a whole nother skein for a small portion. Now, it's a great yarn. It's good color. I'll use it some more. I'll have enough for a hat later. But
You can't just like make it a row shorter.
I probably could, but it's a test knit, so I feel like
But and you gave her that feedback, of course.
I did give her the feedback. Yeah. And I like it. It's going to be a beautiful shawl, and I do like that last little bit of row because it really does balance it out. That is available. It's called Desalin Desalinyen. Desalinyen. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. By Elizabeth of Desamore Designs on Instagram, and it's part of a collection that is already open. I guess on October 1st was open for pre-orders. So if you look up uh, Desamore, Desamourdesigns designs on Instagram, you can find it. It's really pretty. Cool. Anyway, so I've got that. I've got the quilt along. I am currently winding yarn for the Musselburgh hat by Isolde. Have you guys seen that?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a potato shaped hat that you turn inside out and is reversible.
I've always wanted to make one, but I know I would just be so bored that I'm like, well, maybe someday.
Well, she gives you a range of gauges and a range of, okay, I gotta tell you, 14 pages. I gotta show these to you. You guys can't see this, but this print is
so big.
That's how it prints.
It's like size 20 font.
Yeah, it is.
That's annoying.
It is. But
I would have done 2 pages per sheet.
But what I think is it might be intentional for those who are vision impaired and can't it makes it accessible to people for whom the smaller print might be difficult. I know. I was like, wow, this is really bizarre. 14 pages, and there's like only like a couple paragraphs each page. It is like humongous.
Gauge Dye Works, and I think it's January 1 who is obsessed with that hat.
Yes. Yes, this is why. Yeah, okay. Yes, and I also got some of that yarn because I thought.
Well, I bought some of the Solar System yarn because I don't know if I'll ever make that because same reason Katie gave.
I bought that yarn, but the problem is the gauge you really don't do fingering because the gauge in fingering is just way too small.
Oh, you don't do it as like a life hack. But the pattern's offered.
Yeah, the pattern is offered, but I'm like, well, I mean.
Just take it from Karin.
Yeah, see, I saw that. I saw January 1's life. Her Gauge Dye Works.
She's obsessed
version.
with this pattern.
I know, and it made me obsessed, and that's why I got her yarn, and I got the hat pattern, but I'm actually don't want to be doing it forever. I want it done before Christmas because I might give it to somebody. I don't know.
So what size yarn are you winding?
DK.
Nice.
Really beautiful. It's this came as part of my Kickstarter reward for supporting Radical Threads magazine. They just came out, like the first issue came out I got it in the mail last week. It was awesome. Exciting. So this base is a really pale yellow with specks of yellow and navy and rust on it. So it's a speckled yarn, and the base color is called Radical DK.
Beautiful. Pretty.
Yeah, by Birch Hollow Fibers, which I love her yarn. It's squishy and pretty, and DK is more my speed right now.
Yeah, that's great.
So
I support that.
Huh?
I support that. I'm in fingering like hell right
now. Yeah.
I mean, I love both the sweaters I'm making. It's just slow go.
And I have a sweater's worth of yarn that came in, and I pre-ordered it, so I had to wait like 10 weeks, and it's beautiful. I don't have a plan for it yet. I kind of had a plan, and then I forgot the plan, but I just want to admire the yarn.
And I speak to you.
It does. It's in 3 colorways. It's a whole collection by Treehouse Knits, hand dyed in Austin, Texas, and the collection, the Coco movie inspired collection, has these gorgeous. She's got like 15 or 16 different colors associated with this collection.
Wow.
So I got a chocolate brown, black, kind of grungy colored one called Dante.
Aww.
And then one that has beiges and little speckles of black and like
it's kind of like a rosy.
It's kind of a rosy brown, kind of
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a pinky brown.
It's very pretty.
And that's like my transition color, and that is called Everlasting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this gorgeous little mauvey rose called Coco's Bows.
Aww.
Cute.
Mm-hmm. So I have like 3 of each. I've got 9 skeins. Yeah.
It's a lot
Of worsted weight at 218 yards. A sweater's worth.
That's a lot of yarn.
Ooh,
Well, if you pre-ordered, you got a little bit of a discount.
Yeah,
nice.
that's
So,
great.
Anyway, so technically, it's not what I'm working on, but what I'm slobbering
Intrigued
over. I'm
by.
intrigued and slobbering and cuddling with.
Yeah, I put together a really fun gradient with Casual Fashion Queen.
Mm-hmm.
But some of it was pre-order, and her like policy is pre-order takes her at least 4 weeks to fulfill. So it's like,
That's
okay,
not
Ann,
bad.
it's only been 3 weeks. It's only been 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down.
Where's my yarn?
I always have to go back and look at when did I order it, and what does the
When can I
website
complain?
what does the website say? The
Politely inquire.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, but to be fair, I have some fabric that I pre-ordered that was supposed to ship May 31st.
Ah,
Well, I would have
And the
complained by now.
store,
Yeah.
oh, I have every month. The store hasn't gotten it because Moda still hasn't shipped it because their base fabric is delayed. It's on some big ship out
the
on the
supply
ocean.
chain.
yeah, we got
So-
Mysterious supply chain.
So Moda can't dye it. And anyway,
we got to be patient with that.
I'm being patient
Yeah.
because the color of this fabric really is, it's like supplementing a quilt that I've been working on with someone for like 2 years. And it's the last bit that we need, but it's the perfect fabric. Nothing else is perfect like this. So
I
I'm going to wait.
tried to explain that to someone at my other job where it's a grieving person, so you can't like really argue with them. Not that I would. It's just that this person went on to explain to me like how businesses should talk to each other.
Okay.
And it's like, we are talking to this other business. Their goods are on a truck or like on a tanker,
ship.
and they can't
Yeah.
tell us what happens next because they don't know, and no one can tell
Nobody
them.
knows.
See,
Yeah.
I'm not upset with the yarn store owner because,
Oh no, yeah.
she put it on pre-order in good faith because that's what she was told. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not her fault that she hasn't received it. And she's been really good at communicating with me and responding nicely. And she understands, it's like, but I mean, what can she do? You
Yeah.
can't make fabric or yarn or whatever it is you're waiting for show
Come any
up,
faster.
come
yeah.
any faster
Nope.
if it's stuck on a cargo boat out in the ocean.
Yep.
I just think a lot of people don't get this ripple effect.
Yeah.
That they can't have what they want when they want it.
I mean, this is America. I should have it right now.
Yeah, I want it.
I should be able to go to Target and get it right now.
instantaneously.
Which tells you gotta be, maybe this is a great year for making things
Yeah.
for Christmas
Or
instead of
buying handmade things.
or buying
Yeah.
handmade things
Supporting
for
small
Christmas.
businesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So go and shop our boutique and
ooh.
get some gifts and
Or giving your family experiences.
yeah.
Like the
Yes.
promise of beginning knitting the next time it's offered, or
Oh,
beginning
nice.
crochet,
Love
or
it.
let's make a sweater
Classes-
together.
Classes are great bonding experiences.
True that.
Good bonding experiences.
We'll
Good,
stop
great.
plugging.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Anyway,
if you want
that's
anything else?
all. That's everything I can think of that's in the works. I kind
Nice.
of been and my family's like, we don't see you anymore because like all my extra time, I come into the studio. I'm like here every day now, almost.
Well, 'tis the season.
Yeah.
it is.
Anywho.
Well, I guess we could jump into what we finished.
What do you finish, Katie?
I have also been working on things for the boutique. Knitted, sewn, crocheted, all of the above. So I've been finishing a bunch of those kind of things, but then also I finished one of the kids' sweaters, which I might have. I think I was working on last month when we talked about it, but this is the Granny Go Round.
I have not seen that.
No, you
That
did
is
not tell us
I
adorable.
that.
wasn't working on this.
No.
So this is for my. She's 2.
That is
she's
so freaking adorable.
2-year-old. For Emily.
I love that neck.
Yeah. So
Is
the
that one
pattern is called Granny Go Round, and it's an adult size pattern originally, but then she made the kid size version of it, and it's pullover with a granny stitch motif. Because I
That is
thought,
so
I'll crochet
freaking
one of the
cute.
sweaters. That'll go
A granny
real quick.
stripe.
And it's 4 colors. It's like a teal, lavender, a cream, and a pink. And it is super cute. I'm very happy with how
Is
it turned
that
out.
ribbing an attached ribbing, or like where you go sideways, or is it like the front post back post?
It's front post, back post.
My favorite.
Yep. So I was playing yarn chicken. I didn't have enough of the teal, but then I opened my drawer and I had, hey, guess what? Another ball of it. So
Hey,
I thought when I started I had enough, and then all of a sudden I was like, uh-oh, I don't have enough yarn. No, I
you
had
had
plenty.
yarn chicken bonanza.
This pattern was fun, but you have to cut your yarn every stripe. So there were only about 5 billion ends to weave in. So
'Cause
I
it's
just
too
sat
far to
here
carry
during
up.
a drop in and I wove in ends
Yeah.
forever. But it was worth it because it went quick.
Do you find that you get once you get it becomes a zen thing sometimes where you just get in the
If I'm
in the
committed
mode?
to it, it's like whatever. I'll just be here for an
Yeah.
hour weaving in ends. It's fine.
It's great to
I tried to do it like kind of as I went, but that went out the window. So
Yeah, that's a best laid plan if there
Yeah.
ever was one.
so there's one of the sweaters checked off the list. So that
Very
is
cute.
pretty much the only thing I really finished this month.
It's pretty good.
I'm done.
That's pretty good.
What about you, man?
I finished 5 more wreaths.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
My first wreath class was a great success. 4
Nice.
people took it, and they all made really
And everybody
cute
that
things.
comes in goes, "Wow, those are cool."
Yeah,
Mhm.
so hopefully December will be full. I'm really happy with the winter one, which is behind Kaity.
That one's super cool.
It's really full and
Did you buy
luscious.
the center part? Or
I
did. You
did.
make it?
I did buy the center part.
It's very cool.
It was. I found an
I
inexpensive
lied. I told
ornament.
everybody you made it because you totally could.
I could have made it, but I did not because it was like $2.99.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
Not worth it.
like I don't think I could buy the
you
button
can
on
appreciate
my own
the effort
Right.
of
for that
someone
much.
else.
So it's like a burlap accordion fold
With
floral flower
Yeah.
poof floret. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a flower, like
With
a poinsettia
I
shaped
love
dish.
this super chunky glitter
It's fun.
ribbon. Was
So
it a
it's
pain to
gorgeous.
cut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a pain to cut.
Oh, good.
It's so what I learned about cleaning up the glitter is that you have to remove all the glitter objects from the room and
Before
then
you
you can
clean.
start cleaning the glitter.
That makes sense. Otherwise, it just is like an exponential problem, I'm guessing.
So the chunky glitter spreads like all glitter.
Yep.
So it's easy to cut and super easy to spread.
Great.
Did
It's
you
very
take
cute.
a table outside and cut it outside?
I cut that at home outside, yes.
Outside.
But then I
So
had to cut some more.
the world
so that was
has
here.
more sparkle in it because of you.
Yeah, glitter is a really bad polluter, but
Yeah,
I still
it's
love it.
biodegradable, but
I still love it. I'm sorry, Earth. I will try to lower my carbon footprint in other ways.
there you go. It's all about the balance.
My favorite, like, thing to save the world that is a drop in the bucket is using paper straws. Not because I like using paper straws, but because my daughter on her own figured out if someone puts a paper straw in your drink, you should take it out and lay it across the top when you're not using it.
Yeah.
It falls apart.
Yeah,
Drink fast.
Drink fast, yeah.
But there's 5 people in our family, and I've honestly never seen anyone else do that. and she's so cute. When we're at a restaurant, they're like, "Would you like a straw?" And they'll hand or just give them to us, even though that's not what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, my straw is paper. That means I can use it."
Have you ever had one of those weird, like, pasta straws?
What?
It's like a
No.
it's like a noodle, but it's like biodegradable like that.
I've
It's
seen
like a
some noodles
starchy
like that, but
it's not technically pasta, I don't think, but it's
Okay.
a biodegradable product. It looks like pasta.
Oh.
It's like a starchy thing.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I've never done that.
Oh yeah. I've been somewhere and they gave me one of those.
that's
It
interesting.
feels like you're sucking on a dry noodle.
yeah, yum.
Yeah.
Fine.
I bet that has great mouthfeel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You might be missing the umami in that one.
Well, maybe if you drink like hot broth or something through it.
Yeah.
Then at the
that
end you
might
have
be
a little
lovely. Yeah. So, like drinking your soda out of your red
Your
wine.
Twizzlers or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, I've done that. Yeah.
So I made Marabella 3 little Halloween. Well, one's not that Halloweeny. It's purple with a purple background with black cats all over it. There's nothing Halloweeny about them.
Uh-huh.
But they're little simplicity tops.
Mhm.
Too late to help you.
No, it's okay.
Katie just
I
brute
can
strength
break my yarn.
broke her yarn. And that is really the most substantial thing I finished. Is I allowed myself a few hours to finish these 3 shirts.
Nice. That's
I
pretty
bought
good.
her a ton of cute Halloween fabric at the beginning of the month, and then I found myself last, I don't know, Tuesday, like,
Yeah.
The month is over.
I have all the fabric. What am I going to do?
And she only had like 3 more days of school because they're on fall break right now.
You're such a good mom.
I try. So I made her 3 new shirts, and it's a really cute pattern. I think she'll be getting as many of those as I can make her before she grows out of the pattern.
Uh-huh.
It's just one of those simplicity ones that's got, leggings, a little skirt, and a little
Is this like knit fabric?
vesty sweater. Yeah.
Cute.
Pop. The pop pattern. Nope.
What?
The pop fabric from Joann's.
Yeah.
Which you thoughtfully let me know
Shrinks.
you should really pre-wash that in.
Yep.
And
They're
then
so cute though.
I lived dangerously and made her like a little dress.
Mm-hmm.
And the very first time we washed it, it went from being like to her ankles to her little, to her chachi,
Yeah.
Like that lost like a foot.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a
I know.
lot of shrinkage.
The first thing I made, I had this like fabric it was like a gray background with little tigers on it. I was like, oh, this is cute. I made myself a T-shirt, and it was cute. And then I washed it, and then it was not cute.
Yeah. Did Finnegan
Like,
get a new sweatshirt?
yeah, I should have passed it along.
Because it shrinks a lot.
Yeah.
So I was kind of.
It mostly just shrunk in the length. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't overall smaller. It was just shorter.
That's what happened.
So you had a very crop top.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't cute.
It was not just me cute. So that's it. The end. Da,
Nice.
da, da, da.
Da-da-da. What about
Yeah.
you, Karen?
What did I finish? I feel like I finished
Boutique stuff.
I did finish some samples for a bag design. I don't know. Did I
Cool.
talk about that last time?
No.
No.
So, no.
I've got one prototype here in my ginormous tote size, and it uses a single leather handle that you can you remove when you wash or clean the bag, or not. I mean, who cleans bags? Sometimes
Yeah.
you do. Sometimes you do.
Sure.
Of course, the one that I'm looking at, though you all can't see it, I did a lot of hand stitched sashiko on it. But as I decided that was not something I want to teach, I have a different one that has that really neat. It's a linen, but it looks like city maps, sort of different major European. Like there's Rome and there's well, not just Europe, but like Bangkok and London and New York and like major cities, and they're kind of fun.
That sounds cool.
It's a print.
It's a print. It's actually a panel that's really like a big size print that you can just use parts of it for. I saw someone else use it as a panel on a bag, and I thought, oh, that's a really cool idea.
Nice.
You can, if you find a panel that you just like part of it for, you can use it. You don't have to use it as a quilt panel. You can use it for parts. And I think let's see. When I did a couple bag samples, I feel like I've done nothing but work. But I think I was prepping stuff a lot this last month.
Sometimes you have months where you have like a whole list of finished things, and then it's like, what the heck did I do this month?
I know I was so busy.
I understand.
And I didn't actually finish that much, but I got a lot of stuff in progress, which I needed to do.
Yeah.
So you have to start the process sometime.
Well, that's
And so it's not really a finished thing, but I want to bring it up here. Remember how we like oohed and awed over that really cool scribble looking sweater from Casa Pinka?
Yeah, Graphica.
Graphica.
Are we not making it?
I really, really like it, but I want to offer a second possibility.
Okay. I
Okay.
mean, I'm feeling pretty sold on Graphica. I think I
Okay.
bought it already.
Yeah, I did too. I've got yarn
Not like
prepped.
that's a problem.
I've got yarn prepped, but I bought plain yarn so I could dye it. Because,
Okay.
why not? Why make it easy?
Yeah, why not give
You know.
yourself more things to do?
Yeah. So I got. Did you guys see the new sweater that came out by Wool and Pine called Snow Pine?
No, but you can show it to me.
Yeah, it looks really cute.
That's okay. Like I like
It's
it,
very cute.
but I
It
think
looks very
Graphica's
Karen.
still
Okay.
I
the
feel like
winner.
there's something that
Yeah.
you made that has a similar texture.
There's something there's a similar type of raglan sleeve where the different sleeve is a different
Can I
color.
see? Closer?
Yeah. They actually, if you scroll, they have close-ups.
Oh, that is
It's
real
very
cute.
Yeah. There was something I wanted to make that was
I
out
like
of
that,
the
but I
fiber
feel like
company.
Graphica's so much splashier.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm good with either one.
That doesn't mean that you can't make both, Karen.
I probably will
she
make. I
will.
probably will. Yeah. But this might be more of a spring, like a January plan. Technically, I probably have. No, I don't have enough of any one color. I'm thinking, hey, my new yarn that's worsted.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
anyway,
you don't want to break up that set. It needs to all live together.
yeah, they were dyed with
Mhm.
as part of a collection, that collection shouldn't be broken up because
Yeah.
I mean I don't have the whole collection. Otherwise, I'd like.
Yeah, but those three colors
But
work so
those
beautifully
they do,
together.
they do. They have a nice transition. Anyway, if you're curious about it, wool.pine. Okay, wool. It's wool and pine designs, but with a period between each word.
Mhm.
Um, makers of sorrel, winter and spring. And snow pine
And
is
summer.
what, and summer. Is it spring and summer?
Yeah,
Winter
see,
Yeah,
summer.
sort of. It's
Yeah.
not
Or
three. There's not three of
sorrel
them.
there
and
are
summer
3.
swirl.
There are three.
Yeah, there's spring is something different entirely.
Oh.
So it's a more of a crew neck, but a short sleeve and a more crop body.
Okay. So there are three variations of similar.
Yeah, and I was like, you're only taking my money twice on this concept.
Yeah.
I
Because the
was.
spring one's just very similar. Like I feel like you could probably alter the summer
So
or
one.
the winter one to match it.
I read something really funny about a sweater that was a yoke design, and someone said, I made variations on this because I really, you could make it out of this size yarn, but if you do it out of this, then the yoke will be down to your belly button. It made me think of sorrel.
Uh-huh.
It's not quite that bad, but
No.
yeah, it's
Because
pretty.
I'm a
just
big
gotta
girl
watch it.
knitter. If I wanted it to be shorter, I could have made that yoke
I
shorter.
could have, but I kind of liked it
And when I make my
longer.
second one of winter, which is coming in that gorgeous yarn that I
Hmm.
need to wait like at least a week and a half more before I get antsy,
Uh-huh.
that one's going to have a shorter yoke.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, didn't actually complete a lot. I've been doing a lot of cooking because um, I'll be glad when the year's over, only because my youngest is vegan and I really support that. But it does mean that when we're making meals, we're basically making two dinners and two of everything.
Mhm.
And sometimes if they have if I can make if they have common ingredients, like the vegetables are the same. Like the other evening, I made stew. I made a beautiful vegan stew for my youngest. It actually looked more appealing in color, and it with lots of whole mushroom, a variety of whole mushrooms, and other things that just it was just
Mhm.
lovely. And it's served instead of over regular potatoes, you serve it over mashed potatoes. You make some mashed potatoes, put that in your bowl, and then serve your stew on top of it. And I found a Spanish beef stew for my instant pot that had a similar thing. So for the vegetables that were common, I could cut them all up at once and not do it. But it's
Uh-huh.
still cooking one thing on the stove and so it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of cooking.
I'd be like, aren't you looking forward to chicken wings in the new year or something? Yeah. So
It is this child going to stop being a vegan at the new year?
Yeah.
Why?
just want to try it for a year.
None of my business.
Just
anyway.
want to try it for a
Why do
year.
I ask these questions?
I don't get
Just
it.
want to
They're none
try
of
it
my
for a year.
business.
No, just it wasn't like for reasons of not want. It just wanted to go see if they could go a meal, like a year with not meat
Okay.
Okay.
and no dairy.
Yeah. James and
Um,
I used to do vegetarian. Like we did a whole month where we were vegetarian, just
That's
to try
easier.
and cut
That's
it out.
a lot easier.
But that's not vegan. It's
Mm-mm.
or we would do like at home we do maybe like once a week we do like a meatless
Yeah.
something. But
I try to do that because I think it's great and I think it's a really like good way you can impact
uh-huh.
the pull on the protein market.
Sure.
Mhm.
But I don't. Nobody at home wants to do that.
Yeah, you got to have other people on board with
Yeah.
you.
And I actually like the food that I'm making for my youngest. I'm like, I totally eat these leftovers with you, except some of them are not gluten free.
Mm.
Some of the things that have like a meat substitute, their protein uses TVP, which is textured vegetable protein, which is wheat based
Yeah.
for the most part. The newer stuff that is pea protein based, I really like, but some members of our family can't digest it very well, so it's just hard on older digestion. So
Uh-huh.
otherwise, my favorite shepherd's pie, which is vegetarian, could become vegan. But anyway, that's
Well,
the other thing I complete
that's
I
pretty
think
good.
that counts.
Yeah,
Cooking.
cooking counts.
Yeah.
because we do a lot of it. And I had to think about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because that is like
That's a whole
that's
other
like my
thing.
Super Bowl of food holidays.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so I found a place called the Very Good Butchers, and they have a Thanksgiving type of dinner where you have this roast and it all looks very meat-like,
Uh-huh.
but they're bean butchers. They're
Okay. Okay.
There's even though they're
scheming
butchers,
of the beans.
there's no meat, and so I pre-ordered some of that to come. So I'm not having to totally come up with two completely different holiday meals and the sides.
Yeah.
But I will say the mashed potatoes that I made with with cashew milk and vegan butter and vegetable broth was really, really tasty. So that
Cool.
might be our new go-to thing. Anyway,
I
sorry.
don't believe in vegan butter.
This actually it could taste very, very similar to regular butter. To me, it has
What
to be
about this
consistent.
Irish butter eater
Yeah, I was
here?
gonna say I don't eat anything with the
Personally-
good stuff. So
No. I don't do margarine.
Yeah.
Some family do, but I don't. I do either Irish butter with Kerrygold.
hey, I got good news. I get to go back to Ireland next year.
Yay!
I mean, fingers crossed. Knock on wood. We have a reservation with our favorite tour guide, so
Ooh,
I'm very
that's
excited.
exciting.
To
Oh,
go
that's
back
awesome.
next August, September, something like that. Well, our topic for today is I was thinking about how a lot of us have a lot of making to do. 'Tis the season, like we were saying, for getting things done, gift knitting or whatever, just before the holidays. So I thought maybe we could talk about what we watch. I know at the end of episodes we like to do recommendations or things we are watching or obsessed with, and it's not always TV or movies, but I
It
thought maybe
often
we
is.
could just spend a little time talking about some recommendations of things we have watched recently or that are go-tos for binging or stuff like that. So, movies or TV recommendations. So I guess I'll just go first and
Yeah.
we'll go round robin, right?
Mhm.
I might have mentioned last month, I don't remember. James and I have been rewatching CSI on Hulu, and I am
The first or the reboot?
the first.
Okay.
I haven't watched the reboot yet because I don't know where to stream it. I haven't figured it out yet. But the original CSI, which takes place in Vegas, all the seasons on Hulu. We're
You
having a
mean
great time.
At Saugus Cafe. And
Yeah, I mean, in quote, Vegas.
It's so Santa Clarita, I can't say
I know,
it.
I see it. Sometimes I'll find something or we'll see something. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, they meet at Saugus Cafe in the morning every episode.
So we've been watching CSI every night. We watch an episode if we have the time. I don't watch it on my own because the fun of it for James and I is to like figure out who done it or whatever together. So I don't watch it by myself, but I do a lot of knitting while I'm watching it or crocheting or whatever. So that's my first recommendation. It's very fun to go back and rewatch. This is the
Mhm.
second time I've seen it.
At this point, it has to be a little bit of a time capsule.
It's very, oh my gosh, everyone's hair is so bad. It's so fun. One of the characters, Nick, he had this terrible mustache for like half a season.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, man, I
Ugh.
really can't wait for Nick's mustache to be gone. And then Greg is like the young hip guy, and he's got this sticky uppy blonde. Oh, it's so bad.
I love Greg.
Oh,
That's a
we
good
love Greg.
character.
Greg's
Yeah.
the best. So we have been having a great time watching that.
His character has definitely attempted to be, like, made into a tried to be rebooted in other shows.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely an attempt at that in Bones. And
Mhm. I love that show. The earlier seasons, but
yeah, I gave up on it at some point.
yeah.
For me, I am going to restart Call the Midwife. Because I,
Okay.
like, watched
Mhm.
it up to a certain point. Fabulous show about nurses in 1950s.
England.
Yeah, they're in London. I was just trying to think of what neighborhood it is. But it doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
can watch it, find out yourself.
It's the one with the poorest people. That were mostly immigrants.
They were almost middle class, though. Like, definitely on the lower middle class.
Yeah. I could. I agree with that.
It's like poor to middle class people who
Mhm.
the midwives come and give, bring
Sure.
the babies into the world. And I cry every flipping episode.
Everyone.
Every episode. But it's good cry, like not a happy cry, but just a cathartic cry of like, isn't life beautiful?
Uh-huh.
So I watched the first time around. It's a adaptation of a memoir of
Mhm.
the woman who lived it. But eventually, the memoir comes to an end, and therefore the main character moves on.
Uh-huh.
But they kept the series going, and I watched maybe 1 or 2 seasons past when the main character left,
I just
and then
love
I
Trixie.
gave it up. I love Trixie, but what's the actress's first name is Miranda. And she's kind of the big awkward nurse who marries the cop. Nobody ever remembers
No,
her
no,
name.
that's not Trixie.
I know.
Oh.
Trixie's the cute blonde.
Yeah.
But I like
Oh, what's her name?
Blimpie or whatever they
Yeah,
call her.
I know. She's awkward, but she's the
best.
Yeah.
I think she's one of the best characters.
Because she came from a very rich family, and and she's like kind of going against the family by actually wanting to do nursing and wanting to care for people, and she's got such a genuine heart.
The episode with her mother is the one that makes me cry the most of
Yeah.
the ones I've seen.
Yeah.
So it's just a great show. So
Nice.
that's high on my list to rewatch, and then enjoy the new ones that'll be new to me.
So sometimes I like to watch things, but when I'm really trying to, if it's a project I want to focus on sometimes, or I have audiobooks. I recommend audiobooks for gift wrapping when times where you're in a we sit down and we will like binge gift wrap. The kind where you're sitting on the floor until your legs are kind of stiff and it takes you a while to be able to stand up or even put weight on your knees. Or if I'm doing food prep, like for the holidays and stuff, I like to listen to audiobooks. And I thought about it. It's kind of nice not to start a new one. I want to go back and revisit some of my old ones that I haven't listened to in a long, long time, like years. I thought about if I was knitting, I would want to go back and listen to Knitlandia by Clara Parks.
I was just thinking
On
about
Audible.
wanting to read her books because she's awesome.
Nice. I was in the fall spirit this week when it was raining, and wasn't that a beautiful
One
Yay.
day,
24 hours?
wonderfulness, yes.
So I have two. Well, one of them's a show, but I have two fall adjacent things that I like to watch each year. And the movie is The Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Aww.
It's cute. It's fun. It's fun for the whole family. It's a Wes Anderson, but it's like a kid's version. It's based on a Roald Dahl book story.
It's beautiful.
It's very fun, very autumnal, very sweet, and it's a fun little watch. So, and it's short. It's like an hour and a half, but it's cute, and that's on Disney Plus. So I watched that on Monday while I was getting a bunch of knitting done. So that was fun.
That's a cute recommendation.
Yeah.
A rewatch, and I think a final season that I have not seen, Peaky Blinders.
Oh yeah.
So
I haven't
good.
seen the final one.
Well, part of
I
sometimes
like Call the Midwife. Like I watched the first few seasons, and then I kind of fell off.
it's been good every season. I just lose track of when it's coming back.
Uh-huh.
And I like to start again at the beginning of the series because it's very rewatchable. It's real good.
Nice.
But
It's fun to rewatch things when you're trying to get things done because you don't have to pay as close of attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's always good if you could find a fun rewatch.
Yup.
Karen.
Well, I was thinking of two different things. One, I was watching a documentary called The Movies That Made Us, and I guess they have multiple seasons, but each episode.
I've seen the first season.
I'm working through the first season, and each one is like a different movie and how it came to be a movie and all the interesting facts about it. But one of the things that they had was Bruce Willis in Die Hard, and I realized I have never seen a Die Hard movie.
Oh, you gotta watch Die Hard at Christmas.
So
They're Christmas
I
movies, don't you
totally
know?
want to see all of I know Die Hard. They are on Netflix. That and Nailed It. I want to go back and watch all the Nailed It. I love Nailed It. Nailed It is like this show where they have people who are like the worst at baking and decorating.
Like it fills my heart with joy.
And I'm really good at like the decorating part,
Oh, I'm bad
but
at
there's just
decorating.
no way anybody could
You
do it
expect anybody
to get anything close to. I mean, they're asking people to do something that would take like 8 hours of work to do. You got 45 minutes.
I mean, they're setting them up for a failure, so
It
it's fine.
totally. I know.
Yeah, but I love when Jacques Pepin, is that right?
Oh,
yeah.
He's like, he does this beautiful voiceover of the Food Network talent doing the steps like perfectly and beautifully and orderly, and why wouldn't you do it this way? But the thing of it is, Karen, is like when they have a cookie, it's often like a cookie for the first round.
Yeah.
Like, there are basic steps of putting a cookie together.
Oh,
These
yeah.
people really do not have the basics.
No, they
down,
don't. They don't
right?
measure. They just start
Cream the
they
butter.
No, they just
Like,
start
they
throwing
pour
everything
cream
in.
over the butter.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, when we say they're not just like I don't even know what they are. But
It's not like Project Runway. That's something that always irritated me. Of like I could probably meet those challenges, but part of and then they tear them apart because it's like you ask them to do something insane without any time. Like, why couldn't you hem that 40-yard train?
Yeah.
Very unprofessional. So matronly.
I love it when there's tell me that there's Nicole Byer,
Yeah.
Jacques whatever,
Papon, and then
Papon,
there's
and
usually
then there's always a guest,
guest,
that
yeah.
I've never even heard of. But I love when the guest goes, "We have to eat this," and she's like, "Yes,
I
it's in your
know.
contract."
That's my most favorite part when they're like, "Oh, okay."
When you see their faces and they go, did you forget something? Oh, I didn't put any sugar in there. It was salt.
Whoops. I swear Nicole Byer hosts everything.
I love her
she
so
does
much.
everything. She does. And I love when she was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine as
She plays the best friend's sister.
yeah.
I
What
love
was he?
that
The
too.
Pontiac Bandit, and she's the sister of the Pontiac
Yeah.
Bandit. Anyway, so we love Nailed It. If you haven't seen Nailed It on Netflix, it's just a riot because people try it and then they put it behind and they go, "This is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Let's see what you did." And they release it, and it may look
They
like a
release
very
it like a monster.
like a melted snowman or something. And they go, "Nailed it."
a tear upon the earth, a scourge.
Yeah, so those never get old. You can go back and rewatch those because they're just as funny the 7th time you've seen them.
Nice.
You nailed it with your recommendation.
So
my third recommendation is a TV show on Hulu, Over the Garden Wall. If you have not,
I'm writing
have
it
you
down.
watched it? Because this
No,
is very
it was
you.
recommended recently.
Okay.
And I was flipping past it and I'm like, that looks cute.
Yes.
Huh.
So Over the Garden Wall is one season. It's from 2014. All the episodes are on Hulu. I binged it all in one day while I was like sewing or something because I've seen it before. That's one of those where I like to watch. Like that's what I used. Last year I made goodie bags for trick-or-treaters, and I made like 100 goodie bags, and I put that on, and it's like you're saying, like you're wrapping gifts or whatever, but it's a good like Halloweeny or like fall show. I'm gonna read you the synopsis just because I'm not gonna describe it as well. It says, on an adventure, brothers Wirt and Greg get lost in the unknown, a strange forest, adrift in time. A wise old woodsman and Bluebird Beatrice help them find their way. Along the way, Wirt's thoughts envelop him, while the wonder of the surroundings preoccupy Greg. The miniseries, based on Patrick McHale's cartoon short called Tome of the Unknown, features animation that invokes nostalgic storybook feeling inspired by folk art and classic illustrations.
Ooh.
And it's voiced by Elijah Wood, Christopher Lloyd,
Ooh.
John Gleese.
Oh wow, that sounds really good.
It's really fun. It's weird, and it's a cartoon. If you like weird stuff, like
I
it
like
would be right up
animation.
your
Yeah.
like both of your alleys. It's very
Yeah.
fun.
That makes me think of Hilda.
It
which
makes
is
I'm
another
surprised
cute.
that you haven't seen it, Anne, because it also seems like it would be up your kids' alley too. Like I
It's-
bet Mirabella would like
Yeah,
it.
it just came up in my recommendations, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Talk
We're
about good
gonna have to
timing.
check it out.
It is fun to watch.
It actually, I think it was on HBO Prime when I was flipping through there. My next recommendation is rewatch all the Mike Flanagan. So that is Haunting of Hill House,
Oh yeah.
Haunting of Bly Manor, and Midnight Mass. And then I haven't ever watched Hush, so that
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably watch this week.
James is also in on all of that, and I don't think he's watched Hush yet, but
Yeah, I haven't, but I'm sure I'm gonna like it.
Yeah,
because
you like
know,
everything else.
I think unwittingly was already a Mike Flanagan fan before Haunting of Hill House because I watched Gerald's Game, which is a kind of edgy Stephen King novel that he did the film on, which is really good, and it pulls from the same like group of actors that he works with a lot.
Oh, okay.
So that is tons of fun. so lighthearted.
Yeah.
Families falling apart.
Yeah, all that good stuff. I only watched
Haunted houses.
I watched some of Haunting of Hill House while James was watching it, and I was like,
It's terrifying.
it's so scary.
I'm so proud of you, Katie.
Yeah,
because
it was
it is
very
one of the
scary.
scariest things.
I love this story. My aunt and uncle were watching it, and they said, like, James was like, "Oh, you guys watched it? Was it good?" And she was like, "Oh my god." We were like yelling. It was so scary. And she said that her son came down and was like, "Why are you guys yelling?" And so they told James, was like, "There's this one part that's like a real good jump scare, and you're gonna know it when it happens. It's very scary." And James was like, "Okay." And then he told me, he's like, the whole time watching it, I'm like, "It's not that scary." And then it was this one part that he showed me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that would have scared the pants off me."
Oh, I wonder what that is.
I can tell you later.
Okay. Because it's got quite a few like oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
And that one particularly was really good with like Easter egg hidden things.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a ton of like hidden ghosts you don't see the first pass.
Spooky.
Um,
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes enough to know that I don't need to finish it.
but it's
I
based
get
on
it.
a Shirley Jackson.
I see. I'm more inclined to read the book than
Yeah.
watch the thing. That's
Yeah.
less scary to me.
So that should be quite a bit of fun.
Nice.
Well, in that similar genre of young adult science fiction, fantasy, I go back and forth in episodes between the newest season of Lock and Key. So I'm going to go back and I went back and watched season 1 first before, just to refresh myself before I start on season 2,
we're
and I'll probably
watching
do that
season
again.
1 right now.
And then I started Legacies, which is really fun. I guess it had multiple seasons, and it's this. It's like a home that in this one town for, young werewolves and witches and whatever lineage, and so they're kept safe away from the world,
Right.
But the world, but then evil comes.
Sure.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun. The strangers come, and one of them has powers, and the other one doesn't. And when we try to wipe his memory, it doesn't work.
Dun, dun, dun.
So he must have powers, but he doesn't. So how? What's the matter with him? Anyway,
yeah.
and it's got a little bit of teen angst, which is what young adults is kind of entertaining.
Really, none of us get older than that.
No,
Not
I
really.
enjoy watching something made for teenagers because you often don't have to think that hard when you're
Exactly.
watching it, and I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm old enough not to connect that much with I'm heartbroken for like some of their trauma,
Yeah.
but at the same time I'm like, I'm glad I'm not there anymore.
Maybe it's more Schadenfreude.
Anyway, so both of those were on Netflix.
Nice. Well, my last one on my list is a classic Katie show I've seen 1,000 times.
Uh-oh.
30 Rock is on Hulu.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been
Nice.
rewatching 30 Rock. I skipped the first
That's
season
so
because I've seen
awesome.
it plenty of times. So I started in on season 2. It's my favorite show of all time. I've seen it all the way through multiple times. But it's one of those that I'll always go back and watch just because it's my favorite.
It's brilliant.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's so much good stuff, and it's like Parks and Rec where you have favorite episodes and you just want to watch them again and again, or certain characters.
Oh, yeah.
My all-time favorite of 30 Rock is The Bubble.
The bubble.
That's when I think that's what the episode's called. John
Oh,
Hamm
yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
and Alec Baldwin's
Yeah, yeah.
explaining the bubble to Liz Lemon, and he's like, I was in the bubble, and she's like, no.
Yeah.
Then he shows a young picture of Alec Baldwin,
Yep.
who I normally do not like.
Okay, so here's a crossover between 30 Rock and one that I mentioned. So on the latest season of Nailed It,
Mm-hmm.
one of the contestants is our favorite cheerful guy from 30 Rock. What's his name? Come on.
Well, Kenneth.
Kenneth, yeah.
It's like Jack Breyer or something.
Kenneth.
Is his
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's on Nailed It.
Oh, great.
Adorable.
And
we love Kenneth.
And even though it's been like how many years since 30 Rock, he's the same guy.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
done other things.
Yeah.
He's other
He
things. Well, I was
plays-
just saying his
He
character
played
is
Kaylee
just
Cacaw's brother in on The Big Bang Theory.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
huh.
I don't remember.
yeah, because like my family rewatched The Big Bang Theory without me recently, so I would just come in at weird times. So he played her brother who had like a prison. He was in prison.
Oh my god! No, I don't
It
remember
was
this.
very like uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
That's why I do
Of
have
the
to be in
characters he
prison.
plays, but he's still doing like basically a
Right,
Kenneth.
Kenneth.
I kind of think that's who he is in his
Maybe.
core.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he's-
Either
I mean,
that or
it's-
he's always in
he's
character
my favorite. He's
anytime
so
you
funny.
see him. So,
When
yeah.
I look in a mirror, all I see is a white haze. Sorry.
Oh.
That's my favorite, like, running joke in the show is that Kenneth is immortal.
Yes. Nothing phases him.
Or he keeps talking about his mom's friend Ron, and like, oh, when my mom's friend Ron comes over, and then in like one of the final seasons, you meet his mom's friend Ron, and it's Bryan Cranston. He's like the nicest guy,
I don't remember.
See?
but it's like the only person Kenneth hates in
Is
the whole
Ron.
world is Ron, and Ron is like the nicest man.
Small world.
Yeah.
I've never seen Breaking Bad. Right now we're binging Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Oh,
all
nice.
right.
We're on
I've seen
season
enough.
3.
Yeah, it stressed me out a lot.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
stopped
yeah.
in season. We were original adopters of Breaking Bad,
So
but it
we
stressed
watch
me
an
out too much.
episode and then we have to watch something light afterwards because
Yeah.
when we watch it, it's like after my mom-in-law's gone to bed. So it's like just before you go to bed and you don't want to fall asleep with some of that in
No.
your head. So then we watch something like Frisbee Golf.
Yeah.
You know,
You should watch
Or
30
music
Rock
videos.
after.
Yeah, 30 Rock is
30 Rock.
It's
It's
just
a good
fun.
palate cleanser.
I'm told my sons keep saying, "Have you seen only what's the one Only Murders?"
Only Murders in the Building.
Only
wanna
Murders in
watch
the
that,
Building.
Yeah.
And it's like, or because they're going, you really should watch Only Murders in the Building because we want to talk to you about it.
Mhm.
And we're like, and I'm like, well,
It's coming.
And he said, well, how long is? Oh, they're only 30-minute episodes. Oh, that would be our lighthearted thing to
There you
have
go.
after
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
My sister
A
and mom both
murder
watch
show.
it, and they love it.
But it's
Yeah, it's I
A
think
little
it's-
lighter.
I think it's back in the vein of like, you know, what is that one? The dad from Happy Days was in, and he played a priest who solved murders.
Mm.
I think it's kind of like that, you know, kind of Murder She Wrote.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
All right.
Anybody else? You have more? Is
Uh,
that it?
I have one more, which
Yeah.
is The Witcher, which is
Oh,
coming back
yeah.
on Netflix. All mine were Netflix. But Witcher's coming back on December 17th, so it'll be hot and
Nice.
heavy holiday prep.
Perfect.
And some hot and heavy Henry Cavill for. So they fired him from the show. So it's probably the last season I'm gonna watch.
Aw.
They're
know that.
replacing him with an actor who looks like almost exactly like him.
Okay.
Whose name I can never remember.
Is it gonna be like Bewitched, where they changed husbands and they both were named Darren?
No, this guy, I think he was in Suits.
Oh,
Very handsome guy.
the main character from Suits, whose name I can't remember, who's also very handsome.
Maybe. Oh, I know. I think I know who you're talking about.
Same blue eyes, floppy dark hair.
Yeah.
Mm.
He's very dreamy also, but he's no Superman.
Yeah.
I love the short balding guy with glasses from Suits. He's always funny no matter what
Oh
he's
yeah,
on.
I like that guy. He's a good
a great
character
actor.
actor. Yeah. Matt Balmer.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But again,
He's not Henry Cavill.
and Kevin predicts, because Henry Cavill is a super geek. He's
Uh-huh.
just a very hot super geek. That they're gonna lose because it's based on a video game. They're gonna lose all the gamer support because Henry Cavill
Oh.
is a gamer. Like,
Yeah.
he's gotten in trouble.
Why
on
did they
set.
fire him?
This is great, workers' rights.
Okay.
He injured himself while filming season 2, and
Uh-huh.
his leg won't heal.
Oh,
So they're moving on without him,
Yeah.
nice.
even though they're the reason he got injured.
I was
Yeah.
afraid you were going to tell me he did something bad and
No.
I couldn't like him anymore.
No.
No. Okay. I don't.
I mean, that obviously won't stop me though, because I will still watch 30 Rock.
Oh, well, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know.
I was going on about the set shooting this weekend, and
Yeah.
somebody's like, "So you don't like 30 Rock?" I'm like,
No. That's
That's a
different.
different thing.
Yeah. It's like grain of salt sometimes, you know. It's like, whatever.
A bag of salt.
Yeah.
It's not like he's playing a nice guy in 30
No,
Rock.
I mean, I don't watch it for Jack Donaghy,
No.
but I do, yeah.
I love his mom.
Oh my god, Elaine Stritch, she's so good at it. That's the best.
Okay, anyways.
We'll stop talking about it.
Oh, yeah, okay. That was a good one. You probably pulled us all in on that.
Yeah. Karen, do you have any more?
That was it.
Okay, well, if you have recommendations for things we should watch, please tell us, because I love new things to watch. Movies, TV, whatever. So email us or tell us if you see us or whatever.
Make a comment.
Yeah, leave a comment, whatever. Obsessions? Anything jumping out at you that you're real into this month? I have I thought about picking up my guitar, which has been in the dust for 10 years. I used to take guitar lessons. I took at least a year of guitar lessons when I was in high school, and I learned how to play it. I haven't touched it probably since I've been married, because it's been in storage for a long, long time. So I, when cleaning out storage, found it, and I was like, I should see if I remember how to play this, which I do. But then I also remembered I also own a ukulele, which I never learned how to play. I think I got it for Christmas 2 years ago. And I was like, I'm going to learn how to play the ukulele. And then it went into my closet, and I never learned how to play it. It is easier because I've been learning how to play it. So I tried to pick up the guitar. I'm like, it's going to take me a while to get back into the swing of this. But the ukulele has been fun, and I can play a number of songs with the 5 chords that I know. So I've been having a fun time. I found this YouTube series, which this man...
what is this?
This man went through and was like, here's your 10-day course on how to learn how to play the ukulele. And it's
Is that what it's called?
I think I've seen it.
If you go on YouTube and say learn how to play the ukulele, it's by like Adam Guitar or Guitar Adam or something like that. It's great content for free. It's like a full 10-day course. Each video is like 10 minutes long. So I've been watching those. I'm a couple days behind. I need to get back to it, but
because Mirabella is trying to learn her ukulele, and so far it consists of strum and I'm a pretty girl and I like things.
You'd be surprised. Well, I was surprised how quickly I could move to, the next thing. So,
yeah. And then, I'm sorry, there's a chorus of her brother saying, "Stop that now."
I'm trying to find the name of the ukulele guy, but he's a guitar teacher, but he also has so Andy Guitar is his name.
Andy Guitar.
Ukulele lesson for the absolute beginner.
I would never be picking up my guitar. Kevin took it away from me and gave it away to school.
You can't have this anymore.
I wasn't actively playing it, but I also just shouldn't grace the world with my music.
I can't really sing, but I know how music works, and I can keep a tune. I took piano lessons, I took guitar lessons. It never really came that naturally to me, whereas my brother and sister are both and my mom are all very musically inclined. My mom plays the harp and the piano.
Wow.
My sister played the flute in marching band. She learned how to play the guitar. She also took piano lessons. My brother took piano lessons for years and is a beautiful pianist. I'm not the musically inclined one in the family, but I was sure determined to be at one point in my life, and now I've learned, I'm like, this is more of just a
thing.
A little hobby.
You bring it camping with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't do that.
Nope.
I enjoy it. Because I do also understand how music works.
Yeah.
I don't understand how to keep a rhythm. Like,
yeah,
I have no rhythm.
I got the rhythm, I can do it, it's just not, it doesn't come the easiest to me, so. But I have fun.
That's a cool challenge.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm obsessed with things. I'm obsessed with that yarn order that I'm waiting for.
There you go. That works.
Yarn stocking. It's not a bad thing.
No. I'm a little obsessed. I mean, it's back to watching, but I found myself watching a lot of Stephen King this month.
Well, yeah.
So I watched Chapel Waith, and Dante and I watched the new It's.
Oh, yeah.
Which our internet went out late last night, and we have like 20 minutes
left.
Oh, no. Last one. And he's so mad when I was like, okay, well, it's bedtime now.
We'll finish it tomorrow.
Yeah, he's so mad. There's nothing more fun than making a 13-year-old mad.
Yeah.
You guys should, try it.
I don't have a 13-year-old around,
I remember
otherwise I
those
would love
days.
to.
Yeah. It is fun.
Karen?
Okay, so I didn't think this was an obsession, but my husband has pointed out that lately I drum. We've been going to a lot of quite a few concerts lately, in the last month and a half, and apparently, and I'm obsessed with the drummer for Samantha Fish's band because she just is like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like Samantha Fish. I was like trying to record the drummer, and the main headliner kind of got in the view, and I'm thinking, get it, go, move aside, move aside. I'm trying to film the drummer, but apparently, because when it comes to like musical instruments, my right hand is great. Like on piano, my left hand was always weak.
Uh-huh.
I try to do guitar and I can strum, but trying to do that left hand is just I'm not strong in my left hand.
Mhm.
But, I'm like drumming and I'm doing the snare and the whole time we're watching the Eagles, I'm following with it along.
So you're getting a drum set or what?
I think I'm getting drum lessons for Christmas.
Oh, awesome. That's cool.
I always thought that I would like to learn how to play the drums. I
always thought I don't really have the creativity to know when to change up the beat or how to add something because you have to be really creative to do more than just tap 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 with the left hand and something with your foot.
Yeah,
I've never thought it was that coordinated for that.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like if that were walking, I'd be tripping a lot.
Yeah,
that's me.
I'd be like walking, trip on my face.
Yeah.
But maybe as I've gotten older, maybe my rhythms. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we're ever-changing beings. My sister-in-law's a kick-ass drummer.
I would love to learn how to play the drums. That's one thing that I think I would be good at. I don't know why I think that, but I think I could do it, and I just want to try.
See,
because girl drummers are the coolest.
They really are. They really are. I mean,
drummers in general are
I'll have to look her up, but if you look at Samantha Fish...
I don't agree about that.
Okay.
Because sometimes drummers are just like,
well, yeah, some of them are like Ringo Starr.
A lot of them are like, duh,
yeah,
I'm a drummer.
I can play the drums.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yep.
But
my favorite...
Dave Grohl, no one cooler.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'll stand by that example of a drummer.
There's this interview with the Beatles. I can't remember who says it, but someone asked John or Paul or whoever, is Ringo the best drummer you know? And he says, he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles. So I think Ringo falls in that category. Ringo's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
I love Ringo.
Oh, yeah, we do. See, he's a little like... But, I mean, then you got, Bonzo, and he's... Whatever.
Where is she? Okay. Oh.
Can I... Sorry. Before I don't want to interrupt you. I just said... I'm going to add an asterisk and say Freaks and Geeks is my other recommendation of things to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Because my favorite character is Jason Segel's character. He's a drummer. What?
Kevin saw him walking down Main Street 2 weeks
Really?
ago.
Is he giant? He's got to be a giant.
He's real tall.
Yeah. I love Jason Segel.
So we were at Capricio's, and they have an outside dining area, and we were on the furthest out towards the street, and Kevin was facing the street, and I'm I'm faced away, and he's like, his eyes light up. He's like, it's Marshall. Jason Segel heard him,
of course.
and he just kind of smiled and waved and moved. And then Kevin took a picture. And he's like, I'm going to put it on Facebook right now. I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
That is not cool. Do you want him to stop hanging out?
Yeah, right? Don't tell him. There's this great video. I think it was a TikTok or something. And this girl's filming a music festival. And she's just kind of panning the crowd. And Jason Segel is walking by all hunched over with 2 plates of nachos. And he just walks in front of the frame and looks at the camera and then keeps walking. So I'm guessing it's the same vibe. He smiles at the camera and is
it was
just
exactly
walking with my
like
nachos.
that.
Totally photobombed. How awesome.
She's just walking by and he just walked right through the frame. It was so funny.
It was a lot like that. He put it in the private family feed.
Okay.
And I'm sure that I can trust all our listeners to not stalk him.
Yeah.
So going back to drummers, you mentioned something about Dave Grohl, and I gotta tell you, if you want to see the hottest up and coming female drummer,
Are you talking about the little girl that challenged him?
She's 8 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Nandy Bushell. She's
older
10.
now.
She might be 10. She's not that much older though.
No,
and she is amazing.
And he has mad props for this girl. It was a joke at first where all of his friends were like, oh, yeah,
well, yeah, because she did they did a video of her doing it, and she did this challenge, and where she did a drum off, and she actually won. I don't know if he was being nice, but no, she really did.
He's talked about it.
Yeah.
He seriously he shows he does his best with her.
Yeah.
It's not aren't you a cute little girl? I'm going to let you win.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. She's got I guess she just posted one called "Gimme Shelter" by the Rolling Stones. I I totally want to. She's amazing. She plays guitar and drums. But as a drummer, she's like, if you see Animal from
Yes.
Oh
the
yeah.
Muppets, she's so talented.
Yeah.
Nandy, Nandui, Bushell, Bushell.
Yeah. She's hopefully going to put a lot of good fun in the world.
hmm
Yep.
Well, I guess that brings us to the end for this evening. We'll see you guys in the next episode. And in the meantime, like I said, check out our holiday boutique. It's not up yet because it will be mid-month. But all the details are in the newsletter, so look for that if you want to participate, shop local, and support our small business. And if you're worried about the whole supply chain and all that good stuff, that's a good option.
We're making some wonderful things for you.
Yep, and our book club episode will be out in 2 weeks after this one comes out, and we're reading Shirley Jackson. We have always lived in the castle, so if you want a spooky-ish book to read and listen to us discuss, that'll be out soon too. And I think that is all for today.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, see ya.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.